Welcome to this special episode of On the Safe Side, a podcast hosted by the editorial team of Safety and Health magazine, the official publication of the National Safety Council. My name is Barry Botino, and I'm an associate editor with Safety and Health. On this podcast, I'll be your host to preview a unique NSC event taking place in May in Indianapolis. Indiana's capital city in the month of May are synonymous with the revving engines of the Indianapolis 500. This May, however, safety will take center stage when the National Safety Council hosts the 2023 NSC Spring Safety Conference and Expo at the Indiana Convention Center. For 3 days, from May 17th through May 19th, the city that is famous for native son David Letterman and the pork tenderloin sandwich will welcome safety professionals from around the Midwest and across the country. Attendees at the Spring Safety Conference and Expo can immerse themselves in dozens of educational opportunities, see new products from some of the 100 plus exhibitors on the expo floor, and connect with other safety professionals. On day one, there are 3 different professional development seminars to choose from, which will take place from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Day 2 kicks off with an 8 a.m. opening session keynote presentation by motivational safety speaker Brandon Schroeder, who will share his powerful story about the workplace incident that changed his life forever more than a decade ago. And we'll hear more from Brandon in a few minutes when he joins me for our interview segment. The expo floor opens at 9:30 a.m. on day 2, followed by the start of Learning Lab and technical sessions at 11 a.m. NSC Senior Safety Consultant David Consider will present a Learning Lab session at 2:30 p.m. on the expo floor when he will discuss the annual OSHA Top 10 Most Cited Standards list, a popular topic each year among safety professionals. Following that presentation, the expo floor will be the site of a welcome reception for all attendees from 3 to 4 p.m. The Day 3 technical sessions begin at 8 a.m. with dedicated expo hours planned from 9 a.m. to noon. David Consider from NSC is back for a final session of the conference at 11:30 a.m. when he will present key data from NSC's Injury Facts website. To register for the Spring Conference and Expo or to see the full schedule, visit our event homepage at ssce.nsc.org. That's SSCE for Spring Safety Conference Expo.nsc.org. And for Safety and Health magazine readers, the April edition of the magazine features a 2-page story on the event, packed with even more details. You can find the article at safetyandhealthmagazine.com. The date was August 24th, 2011. Brandon Schroeder went to work as an electrician, just like any other day. But an arc flash explosion changed his life forever. He was badly injured and endured a lengthy recovery with plenty of ups and downs. Today, Brandon is grateful for the opportunity to be a husband and a father, and to also share what he learned to keep others safe on the job. Brandon will present his story titled Believe in Safety during opening session on Thursday, May 18th at the Spring NSC Safety Conference and Expo in Indianapolis. Brandon, welcome to On the Safe Side, and thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks you for having me. I very much appreciate this and get a chance to get to know your audience a little bit before the event.
Absolutely. Brandon, where we wanted to start today was you've mentioned that you never wanted to talk about the incident back in 2011. Why was it important for you to start sharing your story with others?
I think that back in 2011, I was kind of forced into the first, presentation. Not really forced, but I was urged into it. And the office put together that I worked for, they put together a slideshow for me, and they wanted me to go to this conference and talk about what happened. And the first one, I was not in a good mental state. I don't think I did a very good job, but this guy came up to me and he said that was a very powerful presentation. Would you be willing to present and talk to 3 of my groups? And I was in a mental mess. I was just broken down at the time. I just handed him my card. I walked off. I thought I don't ever want to talk about this again. But the guy wrote a 1-page email saying all of these great things about me, asking me to tell my story. And I'm just the type of person that when someone sincerely asks me for their help, it doesn't matter who it is or what it is, I have to help them. And that's kind of how I got started. And when I started to see the emotion that I could pull out of people and see it on their face and see these guys who were just like me, people that used to go to I used to go to safety meetings and think, I hope they have good coffee and donuts. And I can't tell you how many people have came up to me after my presentation and said, I'm just like you were. And I have a family, I have kids at home. Tomorrow I'm doing things differently. And it's really something that's genuine, that you can really pull that emotion out of their face. And it's kind of a scared, straight look that they give me. And when I started seeing the crowd's reactions and seeing the emotions that I can pull out of them and push and pull on these emotions, and really take them on this ride that I went through, it's something that now I look forward to. In the beginning, it was very difficult, but I think if I hadn't have done this, it would have destroyed me long term.
Well, Brandon, over the years, you've spoken to a variety of workers, emergency responders, office workers, electrical workers, manufacturing workers, just to name a few. Is there a common thread among all these workers when it comes to safety on the job?
Well, I think everyone thinks, I'm good at my job, I'm comfortable, I know what I'm doing, I've been doing this for a number of years, and you get complacent no matter what industry you're in. And that's something else that I need to mention. Yeah, my accident revolved around electricity, and when I first started doing these presentations, I wanted to impact electrical workers. But over time, I've evolved the presentation into something that I think every person can relate to, no matter what their job is. I can't tell every single worker every dangerous thing that they face out there in the workplace, but I can put them in my shoes and show them what can happen if you don't take safety seriously. So I just think that the common thread is, you reset, go back, look at what you're doing, and set good examples, and develop good safety habits. I think that once you get into the job site and you do a repetitive task over and over again and you get very comfortable, pretty soon you start taking a few shortcuts here and there. And when you don't get caught, it builds your confidence. And on top of that, there may be a less experienced worker that's watching you take these risks. And what are they going to do the next time? The next time they're going to take the same type of risk. And I think it's holding yourself accountable and holding the people around you accountable, and going to work and saying that I'm going to make this a safer place to work for everyone around me, and having the discipline to make the right choices.
Well, our audience, as you know, lives safety every day. Are there ways that safety professionals can ensure their workers believe in safety?
Well, I do think that there's ways that they can make sure they believe in safety. For instance, giving them the proper training, showing them why they want to be safe. I think a lot of times that people just go through the motions of safety. They do their JHAs and just pencil whip them, get it done so that they can go out and work in the workplace. And I think, if you take safety and you step back and really take it serious, and it takes the right person to go out there and do that, and do that 360-degree look, decide how your surroundings are different each day in and day out, and find little things that you can always improve on. Maybe you are facing the same things day in and day out, but there's always something that you can improve on, something that you can do better. Maybe a takeaway that you saw. Just make safety real world. I used to go to safety meetings and we'd do a toolbox talk on things that weren't even relevant. And I think that with the right attitude and the right people in place and the right team, you can always evolve and make safety better.
Well, Brandon, what do you hope that attendees at the NSC Indianapolis event take away from your presentation?
Well, I don't think that I'm gonna, they're not gonna come to my presentation and learn how to be safer in any one task. My presentation is more of a safety reset. It's more of a motivate them to go out there and do their jobs. I think a lot of times safety is just numbers, EMR or their TRIR, or getting, certain numbers down below certain rates. And they don't really think about what goes on every day out there on the front line. And this is just kind of a reset to remotivate them to go out there and make the workplace safer for everyone. Go out there and get involved with the frontline workers. Go out there and grab the new guy, put them with somebody who's going to set a good example, and that's going to project them long term in their career to making better choices.
Well, Brandon, we thank you for joining us for this special podcast episode. It was great to have you with us.
Thank you. Have a great day, and I very much look forward to this event and meeting a lot of your listeners.
Excellent. Well, to our listeners, we appreciate you spending some time with us from wherever you are to help keeping workers safe. Be sure to check out our other episodes, including our monthly podcast, which recently celebrated its 3rd anniversary, online at safetyandhealthmagazine.com/podcasts. And please stay on the safe side.